So, if you're a business owner, you know this feeling, right? You're pouring money into marketing, you're posting content, you're running ads, and it just feels like you're throwing it all into a black hole with no real clue what's actually working. Well, today we're going to change that. We're going to dive into a framework that can transform your marketing from pure guesswork into a real, predictable engine for growth.
All right, let's just get right into it. You're working your tail off, you know you have a great product, but for some reason, sales are flat. It feels like you're playing a guessing game with your marketing budget. So what's going on? Well, the answer usually isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And that all starts with diagnosing the real problem.
You see, most businesses, especially the small to medium-sized ones, fall into one of two traps. And what's tricky is that they sound totally logical on the surface, which is exactly what makes them so dangerous. But both of them lead to wasted money and a whole lot of market confusion. Let's break them down.
Okay, first up, the big one, the more budget fallacy. The logic kind of goes like this. Hey, our sales are flat, so let's just increase our ad spend. More eyeballs will equal more sales, right? But the reality is, people don't buy things just because they see an ad. They buy because they believe you can solve a problem for them. And if your core message is fuzzy, spending more money just tells way more people that you're, well, fuzzy. And mistake number two, the more content trap. This is that feeling that you've got to be everywhere, all the time, chasing every single trend. You see a viral dance, you do it. A new meme pops up, you jump on it. And what's the result? Yeah, you might get some views, but you end up with a brand that has zero identity. People see your stuff, but they have no idea what you actually sell or why they should even care.
You know, this quote just nails the core issue here. Think about it. An ad campaign is basically just an amplifier. It takes whatever your business is and just makes it louder. So if your value proposition is weak or you're talking to the wrong audience, all an ad does is broadcast that weakness to a ton more people. You're literally just paying to confuse folks on a massive scale.
So how do we fix this? Simple. We stop obsessing over tactics. You know, the ads, the content, the budget, and we start with strategy. Let's look at a simple but really powerful framework inspired by principles taught at Harvard Business School that puts everything in the right order.
And here's the absolute key. It's all about the sequence. See, most people jump straight to the tactics, but the correct order is to first define your objective, then identify your audience, then clarify your unique value proposition just for them. And only after all that do you decide how you're going to measure success. If you get this order wrong, your whole campaign is built on a foundation of sand.
I love this quote from Michael Porter because it just says it all. TikTok, Google Ads, Instagram, all of these are just tools. They're incredibly powerful levers for sure, but a lever is totally useless without a solid place to rest it, a fulcrum. Your business strategy is that fulcrum. Without it, you're just waving a stick in the air.
Okay, so you've got your strategy locked in. What's next? Measurement. This is the crucial step where we go from, I feel like this campaign is working to, I know for a fact that this campaign is profitable. And we do that by focusing on data that actually impacts the bottom line. So the one metric you absolutely have to know is your cost per acquisition, or CPA. Basically, it's this. How much money does it cost you in total to get one new paying customer? Seriously, knowing this number is the difference between scaling your business and accidentally running it into the ground.
All right, let's make this super real with an example. Imagine you sell t-shirts. After you pay for the shirt, the printing, everything, you make a profit of 100,000 rupees on each shirt you sell. This profit margin, this is the magic number that's going to tell you if your marketing is a success or a failure.
Okay, so check out how quickly this can go south. In scenario A, you spend $20 million on a marketing campaign, and you get 100 new customers. Now that might sound okay on the surface, but let's do the simple math. Your cost per acquisition, your CPA, is 200,000 rupees.
And here's the painful part. Remember, your profit per shirt is only 100,000, but it costs you 200,000 to get each customer. That means you're losing 100,000 on every single sale. After getting those 100 customers, you haven't made any money. You're actually down 8 million rupiah. Ouch. That's the more budget fallacy in action.
But what if we do it right? Let's look at scenario B. You spend the exact same 20 million budget, but this time your strategy is sharp. You've got the right audience, the right message, you acquire 250 customers, and look at that, your CPA drops to just 80,000 rupiah.
And wow, look at the difference. Your CPA of 80,000 is now less than your profit margin of 100,000. You're actually making a $20,000 profit on every new customer. With 250 customers, you've made a net profit of 5 million rupiah. Same budget, wildly different results, all because of strategy and measurement. And believe it or not, it gets even better. The next level is tracking something called Customer Lifetime Value, or LTV. This helps you figure out which marketing channels aren't just bringing in one-time buyers, but are attracting those loyal customers who keep coming back. Now that's how you build a business that lasts. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. Strategy first, then measure. I'm on board. But there's one last huge hurdle that trips up almost everyone, and it's that your data is probably a complete mess.
What is it? It's simple, really. The core operational problem for most businesses is that the information you need to make all these smart decisions is scattered all over the place in separate systems that just don't communicate.
Think about it. Your marketing team's got their data over here. Sales has their data over there. Finance has its own maze of spreadsheets, and your inventory system is off on its own little island. When this happens, you just can't see the full picture. You can't connect your ad spend to your final profit. And what do? You fall right back into making decisions based on gut feelings and guesswork.
So what's the fix? Well, it's a unified system, something like an enterprise resource planning or ERP system. The easiest way to think about it is like a central nervous system for your entire business. It connects all these separate data silos, letting information flow freely and giving you one single true picture of your whole operation, from the first ad click all the way to the final delivery.
Okay, let's wrap all this up. What is the real engine of sustainable growth? Let me tell you, it isn't just one thing. It's not a single viral video. It's not a massive ad budget. Real, lasting growth, it comes from building a system that weaves together a clear strategy, precise measurement, and connected operations. This is the machine that lets you understand the market, test new ideas, measure the results, and adapt way faster than anyone else. So I'm going to leave you with a question to really think about for your own business. Take a hard look. Are you just running from one campaign to the next, just hoping one of them sticks? Or are you deliberately, piece by piece, building an integrated system of strategy, data, and operations that is designed to learn and win for the long haul? Because that answer, that's going to define your future.